make them the object of abuse. This is very tragic because God's idea of humility is not weakness or being a coward. And most importantly, a spirit of humility is necessary for salvation. Jesus said to take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and lowly in heart, and you will find rest for your souls. Do you want to be great in God's kingdom? Learn to be the servant of all. The true path of greatness is the path of humility. Humble yourselves in the sight of the Lord, and he'll lift you up. In Philippians chapter 2, verse 7, it says that Jesus took the form of a servant and humbled himself. Likewise, you young people out there, submit yourselves to your elders. Submit yourselves to your elders. Yes, all of you, be submissive to one another and be clothed with humility, for God resists the proud but gives grace to the humble. Therefore, humble yourselves under the mighty hand of God, that he may exalt you in due time. If you do not humble yourself, beware, God is able to humble you himself. Contrary to what the world thinks, humility reaps unbelievable benefits. Humility results in a person coming to Christ and learning of him. Humility results in conversion, assuring our entrance into the kingdom of heaven. Humility results in our being exalted by Christ in the glorious day of redemption. Humility results in healthy relationships, in commitment in the community, and social benefits. Christ demands that his followers walk in humility, and practicing humility demands two things. It requires an honest evaluation of yourself. It takes courage and honesty to look at ourselves, to see ourselves as we really are. Self-centered, self-love, self-admiration, it's a no-go. When you look at a class picture, who is the first person that you look for? Humility requires courage, okay? Again, it takes courage to be honest about our self-centeredness and to come to Christ as a small child. It takes courage to become others-centered and not self-centered, giving others or giving ourselves to the cause of Christ and others. Paul clearly tells us to look to our own interests. We ought to use our God-given talents and gifts to the fullest extent, exploring every avenue and going to the limit, but never to the point where our interests are fringed upon the interests of others. Our freedom to pursue our interests ends where the interests of another begins. A Christian believer must forget himself and quit looking upon his own things and interests, such as ambition, being neglected, not being recognized, personal desires, being overlooked, not being honored, the position that they hold, being bypassed, not being given a position, and once being ignored. We ought to be focused upon Christ and his ministry to people and reaching the world with the glorious gospel of salvation. The world is too needful for any believer to be focused upon himself. The world is too needful for any believer to be focused upon him or herself. We must It's not about you, boo-boo. Can you give Jesus a drink today? Jesus said, for I was hungry and you gave me food. I was thirsty and you gave me drink. I was a stranger and you took me in. I was naked and you clothed me. I was sick and you visited me. I was in prison and you came to me. Then the righteous will answer him, saying, Lord, when did we see you hungry and feed you, or thirsty and give you drink? When did we see you a stranger and take you in, or naked and clothe you? Or when did we see you sick or in prison and come to you? And the king will answer and say to him, assuredly I say to you, in as much as you did it to one of the least of these, you did it to me. Are you thirsty? Are you hungry? Jesus offers you today living water that is everlasting life. Jesus said to the woman of Samaria, whoever drinks of this water will thirst again, but whoever drinks of the water that I shall give will never thirst again. For the water that I shall give him will become in him a fountain of water springing up into everlasting life. Jesus also said that I'm the bread of life, that he who comes to me shall never hunger, and he who believes in me shall never thirst. Jesus said, if anyone desires to come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross daily and follow me. For whoever desires to save his life will lose it. But whoever loses his life for my sake will save it. For what profit is it to a man if he gains the whole world and loses his soul? For whoever is ashamed of me and my words of him, the Son of Man will be ashamed when he comes in